Hello, welcome to the well. Here we are for the week of March 4th, 2024. Maria from Bloom, Angela from Grounded Dreamers. Okay, so let's all take a deep breath and presence in, circle up to the well, and just take a moment to check in with your own system, with yourself. Grow roots down into the earth. And open up to the celestial realms. And let's open up to today's really deep and profound reading, aligning with our well, I don't want to say too much about the reading, so go ahead and jump in.
It's okay. Aligning with our sacred purpose.
Yes, aligning with our sacred purpose. And actually, I will say, weaving in from last week's reading, which was all about direction, right? Like our sacred direction and divine direction. So,
and here we are. Now we get to explore exactly what that is.
yeah.
We got sacred purpose to open up. And this is talking, it says eternal flame and ancestral legacy.
Yeah.
So this is not only what is my purpose, but how does that tie in to my entire lineage, to those who came before me that may have set the table for me to be able to maybe have a little bit easier life so I can go and explore what I want, and then also, what am I doing here in the now in my lifetime to prepare for the future? And not just, familial, but, the collective as well. What am I doing to prepare to better the world, our future earthlings, inhabitants? So, culturally, spiritually, and in your family, what are those things that drive you? And this could be something that you're doing as your life purpose, a work project or your career, or something tangible on the external. Or this could also be something that you just simply at this time want to tap into within yourself and see. Like, some people have a good sense of communication, and maybe their purpose is to connect with others and help others feel welcome and connected to you. So that is the opening. That's a deep opening, like
Very deep.
And then, of course, some of you may have seen that card, Sacred Purpose, and gone, I don't know, I have no idea what my purpose is, right? I just get up, I go to work, I'm trudging through in this world.
Getting through the day. Some people are at that level. I just need to get through the day.
That's all I can, that's my purpose. But yeah, this does go deeper. And the next card suggests that maybe some of you don't see it, or don't see, or what your purpose is, but you don't see how you're going to be able to bring that out, or execute it in your life. But this is just a reminder that everything isn't always for us to know in this moment. The fog will clear. Right now, it's aligning yourself with whatever that purpose is, and then the how and the when and the path will show itself up as long as you work on that energy within you. So it's not so much it's okay that you can't see it right now. Maybe you're not meant to, is what I'm trying to say, and that's okay. The next card we get is patience. So allow these things to unfold, allow the time to pass so that the fog can clear, and that sunlight can come through, and your ideas and your inspirations will start to spark and show up for you.
Emerge.
And then I got submerge next. This is like, okay, and even in relation to I can't see it with that foggy card, this is indicating that there's much more than what you even think you see, or what you even think There's much more to this. And that patience card is kind of sandwiched between I can't see it and there's much more to come. So it's like just being able to be, present and allow for the universe and to move things through and help you on your path to see what's next. So then we get to, after the submerge, it's like indicating there's a lot more coming. There's a lot more here than you know. Then I got the outsider. But what if I can't reach it? But what if I don't belong? But what if I'm not accepted? All that, like, I'm severed from my goal here. The gate is keeping me from that place I want to reach. And we know this card, how that little lock on the gate isn't locked. And really all it takes is to just open the gate, take one step. We don't need to invent it all or expose our entire purpose in one step, but take one step. Try, right?
And remember,
Whatever that
it's
is, if
not,
this is
remember that that lock is not engaged. That's the like key piece.
the key piece, because we aren't kept from anything that we desire, as long as we practice, present moment, trust in the divine, trust in the things we know on this planet, and how we can execute things going forward. So trust in that, and then take one step forward. Then once you decide, okay, I'm going to just test this out, right? I'm going to take one little step toward that purpose, toward that goal that I have. Then I got ignite. Now you're starting to get some movement. This is like release your potential. This is okay. I took that step and now everything kind of shifted. There's more possibilities than I thought. There's a clear direction for me, however it works for you.
Yeah.
That ignite card is saying, yeah, you got the momentum now.
Yeah.
And then I got wings of light. And this is quick, accelerated moves, right? She's moving quickly forward, almost like out of her skin into that next phase, right? It's a quick transition, and no longer feeling stuck, really. It's like propelling forward. This could be just with your energy. This could be with execution in your external world, if your purpose is something that you're working on, a project or your career. Or moving to a higher level. But it's an accelerated move in a new direction, is what that is.
I also just got, I love what you said about coming out of her skin. I also just got too, that's a reminder that we are all light. We are all light. We're all light beings. Like we have a skin and we're skin, right? We have a skin boundary around us, but in essence, that's what we are, right?
We are, exactly. And the wings of light, being able to take flight with that, to be able to move in the direction of our light, or move with our light ignited. Right. Amazing. Definitely. And then after that wings of light card, that quick transition, that new accelerated movement into a new version of you. And then I got rebirth, and there's that new version of you. And it's interesting, I didn't mention this in the session in the group, but the spring equinox, this could be for some of you, and I don't ever do timelines, but this could be that wings of light, that acceleration is now. We're coming upon spring, and things are being ready to bloom again. And, that could be that you're closer than you believe,
literally emerging from the earth.
And that's the end of that first spread.
What are we here to create? So let's all pause, go inside, and just be within your own system and see what you see for yourself in this reading. Connecting with the element of fire, light. I am light, light I am. Just take a moment to see what intention emerges from within your own system for this week, wherever you are in your journey. Feel those wings of light supporting you. And actually take a moment to walk up to that gate, and through it, you're seeing the light, and just use your hand to reach over and know that lock is not engaged, and just open it. Open it from the chain, take it off from the chain, open the gate, and just see what it would feel like to step into this whole new way of being. Out of your comfort zone. And let's move into the next set of the next set of cards, the next reading.
So that rebirth, that feeling of, a new phase, a new era, a new version.
The rebirthing from the patience card too, right? The cycles of the moon.
Let it come through. And then we start the next spread with passion. Now it's like
more fire.
Reconnect to that passion. The passion card comes right over the purpose card, the original card.
And
So
the
it's like,
fire, right? The sacred fire was in the purpose card.
correct. And finding what that is for you. Again, like we said, what drives you? What when you think of it, or when you execute it, or when you practice it, what really drums up your
Lights
energy?
you up.
And that aligning with that is going to move your energy in that new direction that you're needing. And then I got possibilities, and this is reminding you that, you know, and I said this earlier, as human beings, we kind of limit ourselves sometimes if we completely follow our mental processes. We need to make plans, we need to make lists, we need to have a way forward, we need to kind of know how we were going to execute. But we could also pretty much limit ourselves as to the different directions we could go, still reaching the goal, but maybe, you know, taking a different path, maybe an accelerated path, maybe one that's more fulfilling, right? Maybe an idea you never thought of before, to a way to express out your purpose. So this is reminding you to stay open and receiving. If you see she's in this open mode, this receptive position, receiving the light again from the divine. And this is reminding you there are many ways that this can be achieved.
Mm-hmm.
And then bringing us back to reality, no thingness. Don't expect. It's like, oh, the world is at your feet, and then, but don't. No, it's not
Nothing.
really saying don't.
It's saying be with the spaciousness of the nothing.
And being willing. Yeah, it's actually an extension of that open receptiveness. It's staying open to the way things roll, the way things execute. Maybe the end goal is met, but it looks a little different than what you imagined, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean it's a failure, right? So it's keeping in mind to stay open to outcomes.
Be willing.
Being willing,
Yes.
being willing for sure. There's a softer, receptive quality to that.
Yes.
And then I got divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a reminder again
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, it says the divine brings things in the timing that we need.
Mm-hmm.
As much as our brains want to tell us, oh no, I bring things in the order that I need.
I
Yes,
control it.
I control it. But you're co-creating this with the divine. You're co-creating with the collective energy. And that's the piece that a lot of us forget. And we want to just humanly execute, when our spiritual side must be, it must go along for the ride, because it's, you know, a big part of who we are as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got creative blocks. And this is whether or not your purpose is artistic, that's, you know, creative. We're all creators. So, you know, don't get locked in those words too much.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity is simply an expression of your true self, right?
Mm-hmm.
So creativity is bringing that purpose, you know, out into the oxygen and letting it
breathe
in your world.
Yeah.
So
the rebirthing.
And while you're on this human plane, just allow time. You know, this kind of reminds me of the patience card. If we have creative blocks, change the subject, or wait it out, or find other ways to move through and release the blocks, you know, move away from the blocks, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
Or take in deep breaths. I got sacred breath and sound. So this is both taking more time in your meditation, maybe to really focus on the oxygen and the life force that you, every breath you take, you're bringing in the life force. And that helps to recenter you. And then also with the sound aspect of this, pay attention to how you communicate, mainly with yourself.
How you listen.
And how you're willing, you know, especially as it comes right after that creative blocks card. It's like, well, what am I telling myself? I have a creative block, so I'm trash and I'm never going to achieve it. And I'm not going to, is that what you're telling yourself? Or is it, there's a block now, I'm being guided to pause. and that's okay, right? And I will
Mhm.
release this in divine timing. I will release it. So
Yeah, that's why we say pause at the well, right? We have
that's what we're here for.
Mm.
Right? And so paying attention to that sacred breath and sound will help release some of those blocks.
Mhm.
And then the last two cards, I got new beginnings. Now you're on
Mhm.
another new level, right?
Mhm.
We ended that last spread with determining what our purpose is and finding a
Mhm.
way, finding a path to it.
Mhm.
And now we're on the path. We ended with that rebirth card and we're on the path.
Mhm.
Now we can really see. We can really
Absolutely.
see we're operating on another level.
Mhm.
The goal is within sight, just open that gate. I can step through. And our final card on top of the old rebirth card, we got rebirth again.
Of course we
So
did. Spring
yeah,
equinox.
it's almost like, different levels. We kind of need to sort of, you know, let those layers of us unfold. And so the rebirth coming twice is just, it's beautiful because we also had accelerated movement, right? The wings of light. So
Totally.
on it if we want to be,
Yeah.
on that path if we want to be. If we
Yeah. So I want to remind everyone who listens to these videos that these are not like pre-scripted or like pre-created. These are all coming through spontaneously, like as the energy of the collective is just kind of coming through Angela and the cards that she uses to concretize the themes and the messages. And so, it's not like we said, oh, let's have, sacred purpose come first and then rebirth come twice. It's all just happening spontaneously, and that's what's so beautiful about how these readings feel and are. And then the second thing I want to say is yesterday was actually, right now I'm in Brattleboro, Vermont, and so it was actually, thank goodness, warm enough to be outside and start doing a little yard work. And this year I left all the leaves to cover as mulch during the winter, and so I was like sort of just starting to move some of the leaves around, and there was so much aliveness under the leaves. There was so much going on under those leaves. The whole world in the soil, little sprouts starting to come up. Like it's there. It's
life,
alive.
earthworms, life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this this whole all the microbes and organisms, the whole on the outside, the leaves look dead. Covered the earth, leaves look dead. And some might even think they don't look pretty, right? Oh, this doesn't look pretty. But I think they're beautiful. And as you start smushing around in there, all this life is going on. So I think it's just such a beautiful metaphor for what spring really means. And I think if you're living in a time zone where you don't get to see the change of seasons like you do, like on the East Coast, for example, you may not see it so concretely or so literally in the earth, but it's just such a good reminder that there is so much more going on beneath the surface than what we perceive is going on. So
I
anyway.
love it. Yeah, that submerged card and
Mhm.
the you know the thought of or the process of
Mhm.
regenerating and
Mhm.
opening
And
up a
that
new
it's divine
year.
timing.
Our souls do that too, right? Or we open up a
Yes, soul
new year.
regeneration.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love that. That's a good
beautiful.
metaphor.
All right, well, have a beautiful week, everyone, and thank you for a beautiful reading.